Hey everyone, welcome back. If there is one tool that a 3D modeling artist uses the most, then it has to be the Extrude tool. So what's so special about this Extrude tool? We'll talk about it today. With the Extrude tool, we can extrude a vertex, we can extrude an edge, we can also extrude a face. Well, for maintaining a very good edge flow, it is always recommended just to extrude the faces instead of the vertex or the edge. Let's take a new file. Go to Create menu, choose Polygon Primitives and Cube. Great. I'm going to press F to frame the object in the viewport. Fine. And let's talk about how we can use this Extrude tool to create different kinds of results. You can access the Extrude tool by either going to Edit Mesh and choosing Extrude, or by Shift right-clicking, choosing the Extrude. Well, before you click on this button, you need to select a face. So let's go ahead and right-click and choose Face. Click on the face that we want to extrude. Great. So now all I need to do is press Shift right-click and choose Extrude, or I can go to Edit Mesh and choose Extrude. Now, just a little information, if you don't see this Edit Mesh menu, then you need to make sure that you're in modeling status. If you're in animation or something else, then you won't be able to find that menu. So let's go back, choose modeling, and even if you're in a different status, you can still press Shift right-click and choose Extrude Face here. Go ahead and click on that. Now this gives us a tool called a manipulator tool. Now this manipulator tool helps us to create movement, rotation and scaling in a single tool. When we enter this extrude mode, we also have this floating panel which gives us some attributes which are mostly used. Now for more attributes on the Extrude tool, we can access them here in the channel box. Now let's talk a little bit about this gizmo that we have. This is one gizmo which can be used to move, rotate and scale. So if you see this arrow here, so this is basically the Z-axis because it's showing in blue color. If I click on this, I can actually move the extruded face. Now if I want to make a scale, then all I need to do is just click on any one of these four cubes, little cubes. And if I click on this, for example, I will get a new cube right in the middle. And if I click on that cube, I will be able to scale the face that is being extruded. Great. If I want to rotate the same, all I need to do is just click on this outside circle once, and that will give us the rotation axes. So if I want to rotate in X-axis, all I need to do is just click on this red circle, and I will be able to rotate in X-axis. The same for Y-axis and the same for Z-axis. Great. I can also do the same translation with the help of this local translate Z. So if I just select that, change that value, I will be able to extrude or stretch in this length. I can add a little bit of offset so that I will be able to make it big or small. I can add divisions so that I can make further changes here. So let's go ahead and undo that and do this extrude once again. So I'll select this face, press Shift, right click and choose Extrude Face. And this time I'm going to make all these changes just with the help of these attributes. So let's say I'm going to push this local scale, local translate Z, so it goes a little bit out. And I'm going to use this offset a little bit. Well, let's say I'll try to give a manual value here. So that would be something like 0.5. Let's try that. That's too small, so let's make it 0.2. That looks good. And I can also add some division. So let's say I'm going to add too much, maybe just 4 divisions. That looks good. So now let's say, for example, I want to make the same exact value for another extrude. In that case, first what I need to do is, once I made these changes, I can go to the three lines here, and I can choose this copy attributes option. So once I click on this, now these attributes are being already copied here. So now I can just select another face, shift, right click, and choose extrude. And instead of making any changes here, all I can do is just go here and choose paste attributes, and you can see that the same exact result will appear here. Let's say I can do the same thing for another shape here. So let's say I'll select this guy and choose extrude, and I can just paste the same attributes here too. And you can see, depending on the starting face, we have a smaller or thinner shape here compared to this one. Now let's see how we can make multiple faces extrude at the same time. So for this example, I'm just going to choose this one and shift click on the second one. So I have selected basically two faces, one face here and one face here. I'll press shift key again, right click, and choose extrude face. And this time I'm just going to pull this out, and you can see that the extrude actually happens on both sides. So I'm going to choose this cube here to make it smaller. That looks good. I'm just going to make another extrude like this. Press shift, right click, and choose extrude and push it out. There you go. Let's say I'm going to make more changes here. I want to push this a little bit up. When I try to do that, you will see that there's a little problem here. So one side is going up, but the other side is going down. When this happens, what you can do is you can just click on this little button so that it'll bring the gizmo to the center of both the objects, and now I can actually lift them up. I'm just going to make one more extrude. This time I'm going to push into the side, and I'm going to make another extrude here. One, press shift and click on this, and I can extrude that up. Let me just make the shape here also, so that I'm going to make an extrude here, and I will go here and choose paste attributes so I get the same exact shape. Okay, so that looks like a character with a tail. Let's try to create a little head for him. So let's say extrude. I think it looks like Godzilla, maybe. So another extrude here, so let's push this up. Extrude. So this is going to be the head. So one more extrude, and this one will make it really small, and that's it. Now to make it smooth, we can just press 3. There you go. So let's say I don't like this tail here, it's straight, so let's make the tail to be curved. So I'll just press 1 again. I'm going to delete all these faces. Now when we delete faces, we will actually have a small hole here, so I'll just go ahead and select all these edges just by double clicking on that. Shift right click, I'm going to fill that hole. There you go. Good. So now let's just to make things a bit nicer, what I can just do is I can just select this face, pull it up, and I'll continue to do so for these two guys also. Let's check here. Just some quick modifications. So if I want, I can just select these two guys. I'm just going to leave them as it is, no problem. Okay, so now all I need to do is just create a little tail here. So for creating the tail, I'm going to create a very simple curve so that will help us to create a nice tail looking shape. So for doing that, I'm going to use the side view here. So go here, and I will just pick up, I'll go to create menu, choose curve tools, and I can pick up either one of them, either the CV tool or the EP curve tool. So I'm going to choose one of those, and I'm going to start from somewhere from the center here. So let's say it's going to be a tail. So let's say I'm going to push this up like so, like so. So there you go. Okay, good. So now what I need to do is I need to select a face here and this curve so that I can actually make the extrude through this curve. Great. So to do that, make sure that you're in object mode, otherwise you won't be able to select this curve. So if you are in sub-object mode here, so just go here so that you will be able to select both of them. And now I'm going to choose right click and choose face, select that face and press shift key and select this path. Looking good. So now what I need to do is go to edit mesh and choose extrude, or I can also shift right click and choose extrude. Click on this and you will see that it actually created an extrude starting from there, but it ends here. But it does not have that smooth curve that we wanted because it does not have enough divisions. So let's go to this divisions options and just increase the number of divisions, and there you go. That looks nice. Okay, so now what we can do is we can actually try this little offset here. So let's try something like 0.5. Boom, weird. No, let's try 0.1. No, 0.2. 0.3. That starts to look nice. And let's go ahead and try to press 3 to make it smooth. And there you go. So some kind of weird shape. I have no idea what it is. The tail looks like a squirrel. Okay, fine. So that's basically Extrude Tool. You can use the Extrude Tool to create very complicated shapes that you want. If you've looked at my modeling tutorials, you must have seen that almost 95% modeling happens with Extrude Tool. Extrude is a great tool, so learn it and use it almost wherever you want. So just to make things a little nicer, I'm just going to make one more extrude here. Shift, right click, extrude. There you go. So let's just try to pull it up. So that looks like a little kid. So this completes this video. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you disliked it, you can hit the dislike button. And as always, share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed already. And have a wonderful day. See you in the next video.